Welcome, YouTubers. This is another deck tech by Tyler. This isn't actually my deck. This is one of my best friend's decks. He started building this deck back in February of 13.
Back when Gate Crash came out.
Yeah, it inspired the deck. It used to be a lot more token heavy. I'll go over the deck, but there's an overview of it. This is Boros. It's red and white. It's early to mid aggro, but he has a lot of late game carry. So his early game, he's got 3 figures, 4 charms, 3 Boros Swiftblades, 1/2 double strike is the Swiftblade. It's 2 to drop. It's really powerful. Boros charm. It's a 2-drop instant. Let me see. Let me get in focus. Boros charm deals 4 damage for 2, which is really strong. Permanence is you controller indestructible. That's stupid. And target creature gains double strike. You have to pick one of those. All those are really strong for 2 mana at instant speed. So he can basically do 16 damage with 2 mana. Figure of Destiny. I just grabbed his foil one. Oh well. It's a 1-drop, 1/1 Kithkin. Pay 1 mana into it. Becomes a 2/2. After you do that, let me get in focus. Hold on. Becomes a 3. Pay 3 into it after you make it a 2/2 to become a 4/4. After you make it a 4/4, pay 6. Get an 8/8 first strike flyer. That's really, really, really stupid. Also has a couple 1-drop removals, 2 Path, and 3 Swords to Plowshare. Path to Exile, they get a basic land tapped, 1-drop instant speed, exile target creature. It's really powerful, sees a lot of modern play, because, well, 1-drop removal, why not? Swords to Plowshare, while Legacy legal, 1-drop removal, remove target creature, let me focus. Remove target creature from the game, the controller gains life equal to power. So against my defenders, it's really stupid. He runs 4 Legion's Initiatives. It's a semi-new mythic from Dragon's Maze. It's 2 to play it. Red creatures get +1/+0. White creatures get +0/+1. 2 to blink your entire field and exile this card. It all comes back at the next combat step. There's it in focus. So if there's 4 of those. You know, he drops that, and then he drops a Swiftblade, or vice versa. Yeah, it gets out of control really fast. Moving to mid-game, he's got 2 Prophetic Flame Speakers. It's a really new card from A Journey into Nyx. It's 2 red and 1. He doesn't get color screwed, so it's a 1/3 double strike trample. Whenever it deals combat damage, exile the top card, and you can play it this turn. Why that's good is because double strike, each strike counts as an individual hit, so it's 2 if you take it to the face. So he runs a playset of Boros Reckoner. I really, really hate this card. We've tied a lot of games because my elf deck just got out of control, and yeah. Whenever it's dealt damage, he can redirect that damage to either a creature or a player, or give it first strike for 1. I don't see him use that very much, mainly because he likes to redirect the damage and kill off my other things, or me in a lot of cases. But when you're swinging with a 50-50 Jagaskar Archer with a Great Bow on the field, it ends the game in a tie.
Because we both take our damage at the same time, man.
So, yeah. Aurelia's Fury is a semi-mid to late game card. It's Boros plus X. Deals X damage divided as he chooses. I'm trying to get in focus so I can actually read it myself. This is a newer addition to his deck. He can divide it among any number of creatures or players. Tap each creature dealt this way, and players that are hit can't cast non-creature spells this turn. That's really strong against a lot of decks. It doesn't see a lot of modern play or anything, though, so it's not very worth anything, I guess.
It was worth $25 the day it came out, and it just kept dropping. It's worth less than $5 now.
Alright, so moving on to his 4-drops, which there are 7 of. 2 Iroas, God of Victory. He got one of these off me, because I got a box and opened one. It's a 4-drop, legendary enchantment creature God. It's a 7/4 indestructible for 4, which is really good. Devotion is a newer mechanic, due to Journey into Nyx's block. So, as long as his devotion is under 7, it's not a creature. His devotion gets really stupid, because if you look at Boros Reckoner, at those split symbols, it counts for red and white, or red or white, to play him. Meaning that's 3 devotion to red and white. So, while both those are on the field, that's 5. Anything else in his deck that's on the field makes him a creature, really. Except Figure. His other ability is why I don't like him, but it's also why this deck is good. Creatures you control can't be blocked except by 2 or more. That's stupid. And prevent all combat damage, or prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking creatures you control.
The one big thing is that does work against Boros Reckoner.
While that goes against Boros Reckoner, it still helps a lot of his deck survive Hydras and whatever else Magic has. 2 Sublime Archangels. Yeah. It's a 4 to play, 4/3 flyer. Good on that note, but it's exalted on top of it. Its bottom ability is other creatures you control have exalted. If you haven't played Magic long, exalted triggers stack. Meaning if you swing with one creature and they both have exalted, actually this one would have, they'd both have double exalted at this point. Meaning she'd get +4 just for attacking alone. That's really, really bad in a lot of situations. 3 Spark Troopers. I really hate this card. If you watch my battle against Boros, you'll see why. It's a 4-drop, 2 red, 1 white, and 1 to play it. 6/1. Let's see. Trample Lifelink Haste. At the beginning and end step, sack it. So you swing it, you deal massive amounts of damage, gain massive amounts of life, and then it dies, which kind of sucks, but you gain massive amounts of life. Its ultimate counter is First Strike, just in case your friend runs it. Build First Strike just to block it. His 5-drops consist of 2 Balefire Lieges. This card is, well, good just because it buffs your red and your white creatures by +1/+1, or if they're dual colors, they get +2/+2. It bolts when you cast a red spell and heals while you cast a white spell. So if you cast a dual color spell, you cast Lightning Helix. I forgot, he runs 2 Browbeats, 3-drop, sorcery. Any player may have Browbeat deal 5 damage to him or her. Nobody does. Target player gets to draw 3. So it's either 3-drop deal 5 or 3-drop draw 3 in red. That's very powerful. And very, very stupid in a lot of cases. I typically let him draw because I run a lot of counter spells. So, this is Aurelia, the War Leader. This is part of the inspiration for the deck, if I remember correctly.
She was the inspiration for the deck.
Okay. She's a 6-drop Legendary Angel. She's double Boros and 2 to play. Flying Vigilance Haste. Whenever she attacks, for the first time, untap all creatures you control, and then take an additional combat phase. There are so many stupid things you can do with her, it's unreal. Like, right before you declare attackers on your second combat step, Cloud Shift, you get a 3rd combat, Cloud Shift again for a 4th. There's stupid stuff like that you can do. Pardon my language, by the way, it's after midnight if I had to guess, and I'm extremely tired, so I don't care. So, that's his non-land base stuff. Alright, his land base. There it is. So he's got 5 fetch lands. 4 of them are proxied. He lost 3 of them. gave me one for my birthday, which was awesome because I need it for my modern deck. It's my Mardu Vampire. I have another video of it. It's kind of awesome. I love it. But he's waiting for cons to come out just because, well, Marchflats and Eridari in the $20 range because they're reprinting the Onslaught ones. So he's just kind of waiting. 4 Sacred Foundries, because you can pull them with fetch lands. He only has one original Ravnica because he got it off me for cheap. It's a shock land. I mean, it is what it is. 4 Clifftop Retreats. As long as he has a Plains or a Mountain, it comes in untapped. Very rarely do I see that thing come in tapped.
Oh, Foundry, everything.
I'm not there yet. Rugged Prairie. It's a mana converter. Also known as Filter. Basic land base. 2 plains. Because you need 20 lands.
Also to kind of work with Path there, because a deck with...
That's him.
Yeah. This is mainly in there because of Path to Exile. That is the big reason for me.
Yeah, Path to Exile is a real threat among us, because the 3 people that run removal run Path in every deck, basically. So, these are his dual lands. For all you new players, you may or may not have heard of these yet. These are the Revised Edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're dual lands. They're like shock lands, except you don't have to take 2, so they automatically come in untapped. They count for the basic land types, which makes them worth so much money because of fetch lands and whatnot. And they give you 2 colors for free. So that's his deck. Any ideas on how to make it better? I'd really like to hear. Just because we've been trying to figure it out. You may have heard us talking a little bit at the beginning of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you later.